Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. So I thought I would come back and film a kind of update of my bullet journal. I've tried to film this like 3 times in the last how many weeks. The first couple of times I filmed it, my little boy was ill, so I never got round to it. And the last time I filmed it all the way through, ready to upload, and then I realised I'd left an address in the back of the book and just couldn't figure out how to get it out. So it was driving me insane for days and days and days, and I thought, you know what, I'll just leave it and then I'll come back and film when I've got the opportunity. So I am back to show you kind of an update of how my bullet journal has been going, kind of finish it out, and show you how I've set up for 2019. Now, it's not completely done. My January setup is pretty much done. There's just a couple of little things I need to add back into that, but my 2019 setup isn't quite done. So I wanted to show you these. These are what I've been using in my bullet journal. These are stickers from Planning with Kay, and I am just absolutely obsessed with them. So I've got a few different, this is what I've been using for January, so you'll kind of see that, but I wanted to show you how I've been using those. So obviously this is the bullet journal I was in when I filmed my original video at the beginning of November. So this is the same bullet journal. I'm still in it, which is a success for me, I think. And I have to say, I am still absolutely in love with it. I absolutely adore the way this is going. I have put this on there. It says shoot for the moon, even if you miss your land among the stars. And this is from the Boho Berry box, the December Boho Berry box. And I just thought it was a nice little kind of embellishment on the front. So let's get into kind of where we are. So you can see, sorry, my index is kind of filling up a little bit more now. I filled the first page and we're on to the second page. My future log, I haven't done anything else with this. I have got lots more planned for here. I haven't done anything with this. I have set up a new future log for 2019, so you'll see that and how I've set that up. So that's stayed very much the same. I haven't done anything with this. And then this is my November, so you haven't seen yet how my November kind of finished out, because you only saw the beginning of my November. So this is how it kind of finished. So I kept it very, very minimal. I kept it very much black and white. I did introduce some journaling a bit later on in the month, and that I've kind of carried on through into December, but I still kept it very, very minimal. This was my what can I do today that will make tomorrow better. This here was kind of, we were all really, really poorly. We all had a really bad cold, so I just kind of fell off and didn't get around to using it really. And you can kind of see that reflected a little bit later. You've seen this one. You've seen all of these. And this, obviously, is the reason why none of this has been done, because we were just so poorly, the three of us, during November. There was a lot going on in November. I was really busy at work. It was our little one's birthday. There was just so much going on, and we were all poorly as well, that we just never got round to doing any of this. So this is all kind of still as it was. This middle page here is my Christmas list, which obviously I'm filming this on Christmas Eve. I'm not going to show you yet because nobody has had their presents and I don't want to spoil the surprise. So that's my Christmas list, although it's not up to date because I've bought a ridiculous amount more. My gratitude log I did finish out. I do really, really enjoy doing a gratitude log. And then we're back in stylies. Now, the one thing that I really am struggling with, that I can't kind of get used to is, and I was doing it really, really well at the beginning, but it's the rapid logging. So obviously, if you've read Ryder's book, and I talked about this in my last video, you know that he talks about dailies as supposed to be a catch-all. So everything that goes on in your head, everything that comes up during a day, you put on your daily log or on your daily list, and then of the evening when you do your reflection, you either migrate or schedule. And I did it quite well for the first few days, and then I kind of stopped. So you'll see like this daily, and there's a couple of daily like here, where the dailies are a little bit longer, and then it kind of goes. Sorry, I think I can hear my little boy crying and he's still in bed. I'm just waiting to see whether he's going to wake up or not, which is really, really awkward when you're filming a video. But he seems to know whenever I'm filming, because this is when he wakes up or starts to play with his toys. So yeah, you can kind of see these are a little bit longer. And then they get, and this one, and then they get smaller and smaller. Now here, one of the things I was struggling with was not being able to see at a very quick glance what my week was going to look like. And I kind of struggled when I was thinking about rapid logging. I was struggling about where to kind of migrate or schedule my tasks to, because I didn't have anywhere to put them other than on my monthly log, and I couldn't quite figure out how to make that work for myself. So I introduced just a very, very simple weekly log, and it's just basically the month kind of overview at the top, the days of the week, and then anything I'd got coming up on that week, and then I've got my to-dos, things I need to get done for that week. So you can see here how much smaller these kind of dailies get. Now this is where I introduced the journaling. I got this purple Pilot, I think it's a Pilot or a Preppy, sorry, like a purple fountain pen, and I got, again, that was from the Boho Berry box, and I just adore it. I love the colour so much. The camera angle on this is awful, I do apologise. Again, this is the week where we were really poorly, so I didn't have a huge amount, and I mean, you can see how small the weeklies are, the dailies are on this. You can just see how tiny they are, because I just didn't have time to get that. And I mean, this one, again, hardly got anything done. But you can see how much smaller my dailies are, because I'm not rapid logging. I'm just, my dailies are now, again, a to-do list. They're not actually a rapid log, which is what I need to get back to. And then I finished out and I did a kind of November review. So just very, very simply, favourite memories, worst memories, what I've enjoyed, what am I changing, watching, listening to, reading, and then my goals for the next month. And then I set up December, and I kept the very, very, very same, very, very simple setup. The only difference was I introduced some of the stickers that I'd got from Planning with Kay. So I introduced like this pink theme. So I had my kind of rundown of the month, my task list, a gratitude, which obviously isn't complete yet. It's kind of changing colour a little bit. I've decided to use a little bit of pink or a little bit of red and then a green. This I just haven't used. I just haven't used it. I haven't had time. December has been so busy. So ridiculously busy at work. And obviously I'm a teacher. I've worked right up until the 21st. So we only actually finished work on Friday. And then I've had Saturday and Sunday at home. So it has been ridiculously busy. So I've just not done that. This was a spread I set up for Elf on the Shelf. Obviously, we've got a little boy, but he's only 2, and actually he doesn't quite understand it yet. He doesn't quite get it, so we just didn't do it. We did it a couple of times, but he wasn't that bothered about it. He just sort of looked at it, and that was about it, really. So we just decided not to do it. And then my mood tracker, I just didn't do. These are some notes, and this was some, because I hadn't got my dailies for December, in December, for the Saturday and Sunday, they were like the end of November. And I just wanted somewhere to jot some notes down on the Sunday, so I did that. And then we're back into weeklies, and I mean, the difference is I changed some of my headings up a little bit, but I kept the same sort of style, my to-do list, and then my journal at the end. This is a brain dump for 2019. I'd got a spare page and I wanted to just kind of jot down some things that I wanted to include for 2019, so I included that here. I included some stickers on this weekly, and again, the same sort of layout, exactly the same. I mean, these are a little bit bigger, and I've got more to journal every weekend. So, and this was last week, so this was the week before the one we're in now, if that makes sense. Sorry, this kind of finishes out my last week of work. This was yesterday. I'd got a lot to journal about yesterday, so I did a little weekend here and then a full page of journaling there. And then this is next week. So what I've done is, because not next week, this is this week, I may do some work at the end of the week. I'm not 100% sure yet whether I'm going to. My husband is at work today, and then he's off for 2 days, and then he's back in at the end of the week. I'm obviously off for 2 weeks, so I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to do some work at the end of the week. But ultimately, I didn't want to have a to-do list this week. I didn't want to feel restricted, so I've just done have fun, spend time with family, and then I've just done a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and that's kind of my to-do list for the week. That's all I need to make sure I do for the week. And then instead of setting up dailies, what I've done is a border around these two. Like so, just to include some journaling, I don't want to include dailies. I'm not going to put a daily on for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and Boxing Day. So it's just about being able to include some dailies and do some journaling about what our kind of Christmas has been like, what I've done, how excited I am, because I am ridiculously excited for Christmas, ridiculously. I have always been very, very excited for Christmas, but I think having a little one just brings all the magic back. So I am very, very excited for Christmas. So I've just left a couple of pages to do some journaling and finish out this week. And then I've got my December review, which isn't quite completed yet. And then this I got from the Boho Berry box, which is the 2018 year-end review, and I've just kind of filled that in. My word of the year for next year is adventure. And that's where we get on to my planning for 2019. So I'm not... Ryder does talk about in his book about how you should, irrespective of where you are in your book, you should start a new book for a new year. And part of me thinks I'd like to, but I've never actually finished out a bullet journal, and I'm on, this is on page 85, 86, and I am loving this setup, and I'd like to kind of see it through, and I'd like to finish it out. I don't particularly want to have to do it all again just to move into a new bullet journal because Ryder says so. So I've set it up in here. So Happy New Year. And then my word of the year is adventure for next year, because I want to do, we've got lots and lots and lots of things planned. We've got a super busy year next year, and I want to have lots and lots of fun and lots of adventure and go exploring and just be, you know, have fun next year is kind of, I might put fun here as well, because that's the other thing that I kind of want to do and want it to be a fun year. So and then I've got my future log. So these sort of mini stickers are again from Planning with Kay. So I just set this up because, like I say, we've got so much stuff going on next year that I wanted to be able to get it all down, so I'd got it all in one place and I don't forget anything. So I've set this up, and then for the second half, although I don't think I'll need this, I think I might get to March thinking this bullet journal. I'm not 100% sure. So we'll see. So I don't think I'll necessarily need this, but it's there. Then I've got a reading list. I've put my challenge for 2019 is to read 40 books. I don't read. I am terrible. I love reading, but I just don't make time to read. So I want to next year make time for myself to make sure that I am reading more often, because I just don't get around to it and I irritate myself. I've set up another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So for personal and professional, but I've not done anything with it as of yet. And then I've got a few blank pages that I kind of want to fill in. So if we go back to, I'm going to find it now, I think it's here, to this. So we're going to Disneyland in February, Disneyland Paris. So I want to set up a couple of spreads for that. So kind of a countdown maybe, a things to do, a things to see, places to eat, a travel, like kind of our itinerary, a packing list. So I want to set that up. So I've left a few pages for that. And then I've got a cleaning tracker, a Tombow tracker, reading challenge, which I've done, 52 weeks of challenges, which I quite like the idea of doing 52 weeks and a different challenge every week. So I'm toying with the idea of setting that up. A new 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then a podcast list. So I've left a few pages back here after this 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, just to kind of set that up. So I've left quite a few pages there. And then here is my January setup. So this one is blue, so I've used blue and grey, and these very cute little cats from Planning with Kay. So I've got my monthly log, my running monthly log, my task list, which is ridiculously busy. I've got my gratitude. I have set up a habit tracker. I haven't used one for the last 2 months. I'm going to try another one in January, but we'll see, because I'm not very good at using them. And then this is the first week of January that I've set up. I haven't done anything else in here. And I'm on page 111. So there are, how many pages are there in this book? I don't actually know. 240. So I'm coming up to about halfway through this book. And I've done 3 months. I'll be just over 3 months halfway through, so I reckon maybe March, April, around March, April, I might finish this book out. But yeah, that's my kind of setup. I feel like I've just sort of waffled in this video and not really talked about anything productive, but I kind of wanted to show you how, from my first video where I talked about how I've never actually done more than a month in a bullet journal and I kind of get bored and I get frustrated and I just stop using it, how actually using it in the way that Ryder suggests and kind of understanding the reasoning for it and accepting that it is not going to be all singing or dancing. I can't hand letter, I can't doodle, accepting that and doing things in my way and adapting my style and allowing my style to come through, how actually that has motivated me to use it more and how it's making me feel a lot more in love with it and how much I'm enjoying it. So I think the biggest lesson for me is definitely that you have to find your own planning style and your own way of working, because if you don't, it genuinely won't work for you. And that's what I've done with this bullet journal. I found my own style and I found my own kind of way of working and I'm just in love with it. So yeah, so that's my bullet journal flip through for November, December, and then my setup for 2019 and January. I will come back and I will show you the rest of the kind of spreads that I've set up for January, or for 2019 should I say, once I've set those up. Probably won't be till after New Year now. But I will come back and show you. Just let me know in the comments below if you'd like me to film a plan with me for February. I'm toying with the idea of it. And, you know, I am so massively grateful for those of you that have watched the video, and the video was better received than I thought it would be. So thank you for that. But if you want to see a plan with me for February, then just, let me know down below in the comments and I'll film a plan with me for February. But I will be back in the new year. So I think all that is left for me to say is have a lovely Christmas wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Enjoy the time with your friends and family. Spend time with your loved ones. I hope you have a wonderful time over Christmas and a very, 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 very happy 2019. And I will see you all on the other side. Thanks for watching. Bye.